Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to create today an 15-inch Elmo. He will be an SVG, which is piece by piece. So let's just go ahead and start. But I'm going to do something different with this video because I get a lot of questions about what type of paper I use, what does the machine cut, or can I show how the machine cuts the certain type of paper? Okay, first I use white cardstock. This is a 45-pound white cardstock. For this Elmo, I'll use this just for the eyes. And that's an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I have a 12 by 12 red 45-pound cardstock. This is used for his body. I have a 40-pound orange cardstock for his nose. I have a 12 by 12 glittered green 45-pound cardstock, which is used for the body of the train. 12 by 12 yellow cardstock, also used for the body of the train. And I have black poster board, but I ran out of it and I'm waiting for a shipment. Like in 2-3 days it comes in. So I'm just going to show you guys the post board that I use. It's black, and the black poster board is used for the shadow, for the main part of this Elmo. But I don't have, like I said, I ran out of it. So this is the poster board. It's a 22 by 28 inch poster board. I cut it in half. That half, I put it on the mat. Whatever overlaps the mat, I'll just cut it with the scissors. And it'll come out looking like this. Cut in half. That's the poster board that I use. I do not use foam board for my SVG images. I only use poster board. This is the foam mat. I don't use this, like I said, for my SVG files. Okay? Now, with that said, we're going to go ahead and go to the computer and start showing you guys how I how I ungroup it, how I get my image on Design Space and start cutting. Before I start cutting, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate the camera to my machine so you guys can see how the machine cuts. And I would want to remind you, this is not a print and cut. This is the difference between a print and cut. This is SVG, meaning you would have to use colored cardstock for each piece that you want to assemble. You don't have to use my same colors. Instead of yellow, maybe you want pink. Or maybe you just want all of the image red. It all depends what colors you want. So let me see. I don't have a print and cut with me so I can show you the difference. Let me get the print and cut real quick and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I created the print and cut. This is the print and cut. I printed it on my printer. That black box that you see around that image, that's called the registration mark. The machine will read that black square so it will know where to cut. After it reads the black square, then the machine will start cutting the actual image, which will cut just the circle. It will not cut the little the Looney Tunes, the animals, or the wording. It will just cut around if you set it up the right way when you're designing it on Design Space. That we can cover in another video. I was just trying to explain the difference between why I have to load colored cardstock instead of you guys seeing just this one piece of paper. And like I said, the difference is this is a print and cut, and this Elmo will be an SVG, meaning piece by piece. When it's piece by piece, you have to load your machine with colored cardstock. Okay? Now, let's just go ahead and go to the next part. Now that we're back on Design Space, let's go ahead and start. We click on images on the left-hand side of your screen. We go to the search and we're going to type in what we're looking for. Elmo and tracks. Let's put track. I need a railroad track. Let's see what comes up first. We have Elmo. Let's see which one I need. My Elmo on the train. We click on the image. And then we get the track. It's a brown track that I had purchased. Let's delete Elmo and leave track and search again. By doing that, you will not delete your images. It's still on the bottom of the screen. So don't worry about changing names or going back over here. If you click on new and you hit replace, then you'll lose the image. If you click on text, shapes, upload, you will not lose this image in the bottom. Okay, now let's go back looking for our track. Track. Okay, let's leave the S. Tracks. Let's go back again. Search. Here it is. We click on the image. You'll see them both on the bottom of the screen. We insert images. On this screen, we will size, slice, group, and ungroup. I'm just going to go ahead to the side of the screen, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on the eye so I can hide Elmo, because I want to work on the track. The track will be 11 by 3.5. You go to the top of the screen where it says size, you unlock, type in your numbers, 11, 3.5. We lock it. We're done with the track. We go back to a right-hand side of the screen and we click on the eye. And it'll disappear. By doing this, you will not lose your image. You go back here, and when you click on the eye, he's back. We're going to bring back Elmo. Click on the eye. Elmo is 15 by 12. Unlock, 15 width, 12 height. The width is 15, meaning, let me zoom out the screen. Go to the bottom of the screen, zoom out. Meaning our mat is only 12 inches wide. We're going to have to slice this image right in the middle. To slice the image, you cannot slice this image with all these pieces. It will not let you slice it because you can only slice one image. One grouped image. You cannot slice it with all these parts. What we have to do is ungroup. When you ungroup, instead of moving the image, what I do is I'll just go ahead and hide it. I go on the right hand side and click on the eye. Let's go ahead and hide all this. Easy, if you click on the image, and it'll tell you where it is, and then that way you can hide it instead of going back and forth scrolling. We have our image. We're going to go ahead to the shapes. We get a square. Unlock the square. You're going to put it right here in the middle. This is the eye. I'm just going to slice it right here, going all the way down. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to lock, highlight the image, and right here in the bottom of the screen, right-hand side, we slice. Once sliced, I'll move the parts that I don't need and delete. Your image is sliced. I'm not going to move it because I don't want it to take it out of his spot. Even though when we go cut, it'll be out of his spot. But I'm just going to go ahead and for you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see the line. You won't see the line. It's kind of too dark. He sliced. And this image is 12 inches long by 7.6. Put him back where it was. Well, I'm going to just undo. Now we're going to bring back our images. Unclick on the eye so you can bring back all your images where they belong. That's why I didn't want to move it from the beginning, because I wanted all my parts back where they belong, but they're going to the back. So we're going to go ahead and go to arrange, move to the front. You just go on the right hand side, you click on what you want to bring to the front. You go here on the top of the screen, arrange, click on it, send to the front. Let me just go right to the top and do with every single one of them. The nose, I have that part, I have that frame, I have that. I'm just checking where is it, right here. I have that, I have that. Send to the front. I want to change the colors. I want it to be red, yellow, and green. To change the colors, I'm just going to go ahead to this part right here. Whatever is in blue, I'm going to change it to green. Click on the blue circle and change it to green. He's blabbing away. The blue, gray. This blue right here, I'm going to change it to green. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back. I got an idea. I gotta go up there. I have to go up there and get something. Te va a caer. You're going to fall. No. I'm not going to fall. Okay, and the middle part will be green. We click on the circle. We go to the color of your preference and we change it. This remains the same. This part right here will be green. We go to the image, click on that circle, and we choose our color. And we are missing this part right here. We have that. This part here. That one goes yellow. We click on the circle. We select our color. Let me get this one. Where's that part that I want to change? Okay, right here. We click on the image, we click on the circle, and we change it to your color preference. And the handles, we click on the image, click the circle again, and then we'll do the rest. We are done with our Elmo. Click out of there, and what we do, up. Let me undo that because I'm gonna be able to put it back where he was. When you're done, oh my goodness, I'm trying to click away from it. When we're done, like I was saying, highlight the image and group. We group it so you can move it all at once. 15 by 12, and we go back here. And we load our rail. Okay. Once we're done sizing, grouping, changing colors, we're gonna go ahead and click on Make It. These centerpiece pieces will be double-sided. What I do is, for the eyes, since it's plain cardstock, I'll just hit 2, I'm sorry. Click on 2 and apply. It's plain cardstock, I can just move the eyes. Doesn't matter. We change the cardstock size. Now this image right here, when it's poster board, I don't mind at all because I can just go ahead and flip it. So that will leave the same. If you want to flip it, just click on here and we click on mirror, because they are double-sided. For this Elmo, it's regular cardstock, 65 pound. It's not textured on one side and smooth on the other. It's the same smooth cardstock. I don't have to mirror it because I can always flip it. The nose as well, and the tracks, the same situation. We can always flip it because it's not textured. If you would have had a glittered cardstock, which I'm going to show you in a minute, right here. If you have a glittered cardstock, I'm going to have glittered yellow and glittered green cardstock. What I'm going to do, I would have to take this out and one of these out and put it in another mat because I will have to flip it. If I cut all of these in one mat and when I flip it, it's going to be white on the other side. I hope I'm explaining myself correctly. I'm going to have to go back because I don't think I said that right. Let's go back again. When it's a double-sided image, you would have to... Oh my goodness. Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Now, let me finish what I was saying. Now I forgot what I was saying. Okay, when it's a double-sided image, I'm using glittered cardstock. When it's glittered cardstock, I only have one side of the glittered cardstock. Let me show you what I'm talking about. My glittered cardstock, that's the glittered part, and the back is white. So I will need to mirror the second set. And to do that, go on here, click on this image, click on the three little dots, move to another mat. We click on the mat we want to move it to, which is the yellow cardstock, and hit confirm. Just move it to the side, doesn't matter. We click on this image, click on the three little dots, move it to another mat, and click on it here. I'll set this up right here real neat so we can go ahead and cut. Click on the image, we're going to click on this one, three little dots, move to another mat, and we move it to this mat. Go back to that image, click on this one, click on the three little dots, move to another mat, and so on. That's one side, and this is the second side. What I do is I mirror. Take this aside here. That way when we place it on the shadow, it will not be on the white side. It will be on the glittered side. Let's go to the green parts. Green parts is the same. If we leave it like this, when we place it on the second side of the image of that shadow, when you flip this part, this one right here, when you flip it, it's going to be white, not glittered. Click on the image, three little dots, move to another mat. I don't have another mat, right? A new mat. That new mat, I'm going to put a green, so I'll know that I need green glittered cardstock. Hit confirm. We moved it. Go back. We need one of these circles, three little dots, move it to another mat, and so on. I hope you get the grip of this, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward so I can move all my images. And we're done. We click on continue. We select the machine we're using. I'm going to select my Explorer. Once you choose, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to first set to cardstock plus, because we'll cut first my glittered cardstock. I'm going to leave it on cardstock plus, and I'm going to show you guys how I load the mat, machine cuts. I'll be back. Once we are ready to cut the images, you take your cardstock and you place it on your mat. I'm using my glittered yellow cardstock. Once you do that, I'm going to go to the machine so you can see how to load your mat to the machine and then press the go button so it can start cutting. I'll be right back. Now that we are ready to cut, make sure your dial, this knob, is set to cardstock plus because we are using the glittered cardstock. Once you're ready, you load your mat, press the flashing button, and then you go ahead and press the middle button, which is flashing. And your machine will start cutting. Now that it's done, I'm just going to release it, unload, click the flashing button, and let's come back here to the table so I can show you the cuts. We are ready. It's cut. What I do is, to release the cuts, I do not pull off the pieces. I will just pull away the mat from the cardstock. Lay it down. Nope. Lay it down.
Almost there. I like doing it like this rather than just getting that little spatula and taking it out. To me, I'd rather just do it this way.
When you're done, you're going to go ahead and clean your mat with the spatula. Clean it and you place your plastic on top and put it aside so it won't catch any dust. We're done. Let's go ahead and get our little pieces. Okay, set that aside. Right here. Piece by piece. We're going to come back, cut all the images that are left. With that done, we did that first part. We're going to go ahead and continue to do the rest. And that will continue to load the other mats. When you continue to load your mats, remember to change the dial. At the beginning of this video, I showed you the different cardstocks that I use, that I will be using for this image. So this one, an example, Elmo, his body. Don't leave it in cardstock plus unless you have a 85, 100 pound cardstock. Since I'm using a 65, I don't leave it in plus. I'll just go ahead and leave it plain cardstock. When it comes to the nose, the same. When it comes to the tracks, I'm using a little bit heavier cardstock, which is 100 pound. I'll just leave it to cardstock plus. Glitter cardstock, the same, cardstock plus. You click on the image. Let's click on the green one. We click on the image. We leave it cardstock 1. You load that mat. And then you press the go flashing button. Once we cut all of our pieces, we'll be right back to the other table so we can go ahead and assemble our Elmo. I'll see you in a bit.